Hey guys, I normally would say happy Friday, but it's Thursday. I'm doing my events on Thursday now, like I said earlier this week. So happy Thursday. I'm coming to you guys with a pretty easy little, simply made, fun thing here. I know a lot of kids are doing virtual learning, so what better way to make it more fun with some sort of like decorative pencil toppers? So I've got just some simple like cardstock paper here that I cut to a perfect square. So you can use whatever kind of paper you want. This one's double-sided though, which is cool. It's going to give it a cool effect with different colors. Um, so whenever you get your paper, you can start. It's really easy. It'll only take us a couple minutes here. But before I get started, just go ahead and sign in for me if you can with the link that I left in the description. Um, but as far as other materials, I've just got like some simple buttons, some kind of like colorful buttons here that I'm gonna maybe put on my pinwheel. And then I've got a hot glue gun to help me make everything stick together. Um, you might need some scissors and a ruler if you have one. If you don't have a ruler, anything with a straight edge will work. Another piece of paper is fine, so you can just trace along that. But once you have your materials, we can go ahead and get started. Again, you'll need a perfect square, so whatever kind of paper you want to use, just as long as it's kind of got a little bit of thickness. If it's too flimsy, then it might not hold up, but you could give it a try. Even wrapping paper might be okay because it'll be a more realistic pinwheel if you can get it to stay on your pencil. So, cool. I'm going to take a ruler and I'm just going to trace to almost the center here. I'm going to do that from here to here, and I'm going to do that in an X pattern all across my page. So I will show you guys when I'm done, and then we're going to cut along those lines. So okay, so I'm going to do this on all corners. So I've drawn one line across here, and I'm going to draw another one. So it'll be making an X across the paper. Okay, cool. So I've got an X drawn across my paper, and I'm going to cut almost to the center, but not go all the way to the center when I cut along those lines, because I don't want all of these pieces to break off. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so see how I've kind of left that little sliver uncut? You want to do that just so that all of these are loose but not completely cut apart from one another. It's going to all make sense in a second here. And then we're actually going to put a piece of tape after I finish cutting all 4 of these and reinforce that so that it's not going to come apart later on. Okay, so this should be the result of all of our cuts. Again, whatever kind of piece of paper you want. This one's double-sided with different colors, so it's going to be cool for a nice pinwheel effect. If you have any kind of like colorful paper that's got a pattern on it, maybe some sort of cardstock, it's going to be perfect. So just make it into a perfect square because it needs symmetry. Let me just grab my tape here. Actually, I'm gonna get a smaller piece of tape. I want it to be like just like a small little square of tape. And I am going to cut that even, yeah. Okay, cool. So I have now just reinforced my paper by putting that little square of tape right in the middle there. That'll keep this from ripping apart from itself. So once I have done that, I'm going to fold in one of these corners and glue it into the center. And I'll show you once I've done that, what that looks like. We're going to hold that down until that fully dries all the way because I don't want this to pop back up before the glue dries. But if you have to give it just a very slight little fold or press on your flap, then that's okay too. So it's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to check my glue. It's almost dry. And you don't want it to be too thick if you're using hot glue like me because it's going to be really raised and weird looking. So okay, so I've got one of my flaps glued down and it looks like that. So pretty simple. I'm just going to do this on all 4 sides and we'll be almost looking like a pinwheel. So hopefully you guys are hanging in there until tomorrow. It's almost Friday. It's practice Friday. That's what Thursday is. Okay. And now have 2 of my sides kind of glued down. Just gonna help that hot glue cool a little bit faster. Still kind of wet. I'm going to use that opportunity to try to glue down another one of my sides a little bit because the hot glue is getting kind of thick in the center. Okay, so we're just pulling the flaps down and you're going to glue it in the center. So whatever side you glue down, so I glued this side down, you want to make sure the one next to it is not also glued down. I don't know how to describe that, so we're almost done. Just one more side. I'm gonna glue this one down. So If you can see that, I'm going to glue this one down because it is in the middle of the other two. If I were to glue this side down, it would not be the correct shape. So just to give you an idea. And there goes my tape. Just gluing down this last side here, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so this hot glue is still kind of hot, so I want to take that opportunity to glue a button. Oh crap. I was getting too carried away with myself. I was moving too fast there, guys, and it broke my hot glue loose. So my tip there: don't move too fast, and make sure your hot glue is completely dry before moving on to the next step. I'm going to use a pink button. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm going to use a pink button. I lied. I'm going to use a yellow button. And I'm going to push that yellow button into the middle of the still kind of drying hot glue, and it's going to hold it in place. So, ta-da! Pretty easy. That didn't take but like 12 minutes, so I'm just going to decorate it and show you guys how to attach something to put it on your pencil. And that's a pretty quick, easy little pinwheel. So this one's kind of large. If you want a smaller pinwheel, then use a smaller piece of paper than I did. So this, now that I'm looking at it, would be pretty large on a pencil. So, but if you don't use it on a pencil, maybe you put it on something else and put it on your car or whatever you want. So let me just get a piece of paper. I'm probably going to use a different one just to give it some color. I've got all my craft supplies here. The thing about doing crafts every week, I have like an arsenal of crafts now. And I'm going to use this orange cardstock to put something on the back here to attach this to a pencil. You really just want a rectangle of paper. And I'm actually going to reinforce this because it's kind of thin and I don't want my pencil to break off, because this is essentially just going to act like a seat belt, if you will. Okay. So I've got a test pencil here that I am going to attach to this, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, I essentially just put some hot glue on either side of this, one on this side and one on this side, and I left the entire middle section unglued, so it's basically just going to act as a little flap. So I'm going to wait until that, that glue is done drying, and I'm going to put my pencil in here and show you guys how that works. Okay, so if you want to permanently attach this, then I would say once you put your preliminary glue on there, put just a little bit more to fill in the edges closest to the pencil, and it'll hold it more snug on there. But mine keeps falling through, so I will go ahead and just go ahead and commit this pencil to this pinwheel so that you guys can see. I added more glue so my pencil will now stay, and now I have a really giant pinwheel on a really small pencil, so next time I'll measure out my paper because I didn't realize how big this was going to be. So, but it's pretty easy. You could decorate it more, put some buttons on here. I think I'll probably glue a couple on just for fun. Obviously this one doesn't spin. If you decide that you want one that spins, you'll have to put something through the middle here that pokes a hole and lets this rotate, basically. So this can't rotate right now the way this is. So, but this was fun. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys next Thursday for next week's craft. So enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend.